Welcome back. I'm going to cut this door open. I spent most of, well, not say most of the nights, a little after supper, I come up and welded all the panels on. I put in a filler tooth on there. I welded all the seam up there. I welded all the seams on the backs, and everything's welded up now. I've got a few hours of grinding ahead of me. And I got the piece put under here going to the inside, or the inside of the sill. I put a piece of metal in here to cover the holes up, and I'm going to grind that off yet, but this is all secure. It's not going anywhere. So when I cut this line, it's not going to go anywhere. So I'm going to show you how I cut that. Basically, I can't see where the door is because it's up inside the car. So what happened is I just took a ruler, stuck the ruler on the side of the car, on the door like that, and then run the ruler down on the side of the panel. I'm hoping that the door is straight all the way down. I'm pretty sure it was. That's how I did it. That's how I'm doing it. So I'm going to cut it open for the very first time, and you're going to get to watch me. You and lovely Jolene. I did it! We're not quite straight there on that side, but we have a little, you can see how that's not bad. But we're going to have a little bit of a door gap going on, so we're going to have to chew it back one way or the other. You can see how that took off, and that one stayed put. Now you can see, oh, what's going on? Okay, I got to cut something off there. That's fine. I can do that. I can do it. Put my grinder into it. A little bit further, I say. Shit. I'm just going to cut it all off. Leave like that for now. What it is an inner panel or inner fender that comes down. Doesn't matter. You can see it right there. It's an inner fender that comes down, holds that back. But I'm going to trim it. I don't think I know if it has to go open any further than that or not, but I will make it trim and work. Good. Awesome. Now you can look in here. We can look inside there if you want to. That's where the mice are going to live. Alrighty, there she goes. So I just have to cap the end, cap this. I have to cap this piece, and I have to cap that piece. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cap this piece first, and then I'm going to make that one work to it because I think we're out there just a little tiny bit. So I'm going to put that up the edge of the door. Nothing to it. Nothing to it. This is what I'm going to do. If Jolene want me let me move in there. Oh, sorry about that. Did you get that? Jolene's got a mic in her ear and she got slammed by the mic. I always like the straight edge. Always go with the straight edge. What's that, sweetheart? I must be hearing things. Ah. Oh, take these off. I'm yelling a little bit, she said. I got my ear muffs on. Let's do that again. Just put that on. I got two Americans going on there now. Hope I mess that up. Alrighty. happens from there on in. See a marker anywhere, sweetheart? Right, look at that, would you? I wonder how I want to do that. Now, I bring it up like this. I bring it up here thin like that because the sill's right there, and I'm looking for the distance from here to there, and it's about, you know, about yay thick, and if it has to be changed, it can be changed. But basically, I'm going to bring it up that far so we get over top of that sill, and that there will be my first cap. Pair of scissors. Jolene looks amazing today, as always. As always. I'm gonna run I'm just gonna leave that there. I got a little bit overhang on that, made it a little bit long, but I'm just gonna leave it for now because I can always trim it down. Now the door was always empty like that with underneath that pod. It was always empty like that. So we can leave it, we're going to leave it empty like they left it. Then we're going to be able to get up underneath of there, and we're going to be able to get up and put something on it. Like we stripped that door off. You know, I usually get flack for painting or welding up rusty cars and not stripping the paint off them and that sort of stuff. But in actual fact, now that I've ripped this car down and got all the bare metal showing, I wished I would have kept the paint on underneath there. You know what I'm trying to say? I think Fina wants to come in. I'm going to grab her here in a second because she's fine. Alrighty. I'm thinking that this is my first pattern. So that's going to be the edge of the door. I'm going to weld that on the edge of the door. I'm going to weld that on the edge of that. Awesome. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take that in a little bit and weld it like that. Weld it in there. I'm going to go get her because I'm not sure, because she barked 3 or 4 times. I want to let her in. Come on in, Fiend. Huh? Come on in. She's in here. She's looking for you. She's right to your office. Alrighty. There she is. Alrighty, so basically, I'm going to leave that in there like so. Just going to go in there like that. I'm going to weld. I'm going to take and make my piece. I'm going to put this inside there and weld it all along that seam, along that door, and then I'll shave the outside off with the sander to make it fit this piece, because this piece isn't going anywhere. It's in place. It's in place. All the bottom is done. We don't have our mirror here today, but the bottom, I got it closed in from the sill over. Let's cut this piece. Let's cut this piece. Straight edge. Always go for that straight edge, people. Why wouldn't you? One less cut. One less cut. Now, you're going to have some magnets hold that down. Now I'll end up putting this piece on, like I said, and then I'll sand the other side. I can keep this for the other side. Right there. Get my gloves on, that piece of metal sharp. Also, I didn't explain how I did that. That piece right there, is a lovely piece of metal. What I did there, I'll cut this and then I'll show you. Fina's got more bids around here than I do. Let's cut this. I'm going to cut the line off. The reason being, the line's not part of the pattern. The line's the outside of the pattern. It's quite a cut there. Get in there. Just trying to... I'm not sure why I'm not getting that. The other end then, I guess. Kind of a little shy I am. For the next one, body hammer. .18 gauge. So what I'm using, 18 gauge. Cut off down here. Okay. That's what we want. Lovely. Loving it. I'm going to come down some. I'm going to sand that out a little bit. Got my sander over there. Alrighty. Shows me where I got to sand it anyways. Sander. Little flash rust. Okay. Just want to get it in place. We're not bad there. We're good there. We got lots of meat on the outside to cut it off. I'm going to take and see where that's at. It's got a lot at the bottom. We're cooking with gas. Let's sand the edge of that door off. Dun, 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 dun. Keep the door open. I'm going to shove something in there. I don't want to keep in there. Show them that door. Keep that door open. I'm going to keep that open for me. Just trying to keep it open for me. Turn the welder on. So this is in place. I'm going to have to put that in place, and put that in place when I tack on the outside. Putting on the inside, like welding this to the door, has got nothing to do with putting it in place. Putting in place, it has to do with this side. So this plate, this can go right on. This piece, I'm saying that can go right on. Woohoo! Lovey-dovey. Love it. I'm going to, what? I'm going to put that bottom on first, I guess, because it looks good. I want to bring it out a little bit so it's flush down. There it goes. Sometimes if you don't take care of your welder, they don't work the best. Now, flushing it off. I just want to sand that off a little bit so it goes inside there. See, I'm on the outside a little bit. I don't want that. And remember, I have to have a gap, so I'll end up putting this on and shutting the door and then see what kind of gap I need to make, and then I'll have to trim more off. Trim more off, obviously. Knock this off. Watch. Now that might hit going in, so that means I'll have to, oh. Good. So we're just going to bring that out. Basically, I just got to find out. What I'm going to do, I'm going to sand a lot of this off right at the present moment. Sand that off. Doesn't need it down there, but it sure needs it. basically, I'll close the door. Yeah. And then I'll know where to tack it. I need to get a screwdriver in there. Yeah, see, I got that off there a little bit. I probably probably took a little too much off of that. That's gonna be pried out some, I see. Because that went in compared to that. This is gonna be a little bit of a trick to do. A little bit of a trick. I had that little piece of little pry bar that we had yesterday, little tiny pick thing. I remember you had it yesterday, you were going to pry that thing up, remember? Does not matter. Huh? That's the bad boy. That's the bad boy. Now, I'm going to turn this back on. I'm going to have to attach it because I will not know unless I attach it. Oh, wow. Nope, don't want to do that. I don't want to bend it. But I do want to put that inside. Ah, stay in there. Just going to attach it for... Just a little one, just a wee one. And a little wee one. This right here is not going inside, so it has to be cut. Okay. Zip cut. Take that back, did I? Nope, it's underneath here. We're just a little bit long. Just a little bit long. Just enough to hold it. It's basically all I want. That's got to go in some more there. This is nice. That's nice. That's gorgeous. Not as gorgeous as you though, baby. It's got to go in there a little tiny bit. You can see this is in place. This has just got to go in a little tiny bit. I'm going to take my marker. Where did I put my marker? Beautiful. Got lucky. We got lucky. You know what Jolene says? You got to be good to be lucky, right, baby? Yeah, we're going to take and zip that off. And I can always zip that. I can always beat that in. Let's put that on before I disgust myself. Just going to tack it on lightly. That's basically it. Take this off. She loves me, boys. She loves me. I'm thinking that we're pretty damn decent. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm going to just knock it on there because it's fitting too nice. All I can do is smile when that happens, because if I get mad, you know what happens. And I'm going to just lock it on there, I guess. That there. Not sure if what I'm doing there, if I'm putting that on the outside or. Guess it does not. Let's just shut it again. The reason I gotta take that off every time is I can't. Did that just come out on me, or did that just go in on me? I think I just shoved it in on me. Because it did not do what I wanted it to do. Or it did not look the way I wanted it to look. It moved on me. It's hitting there is what's doing that. Hit right there. It did. There we go. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. That probably there could come out just a hair, or that could go in just a hair. But then again, it's not bad. Nope. That's got that. I think I want to take it out just a bit. You come this way. I'm getting fussy right at the present second because it's, you know, it's really, really, really close. This is all looking awesome. Just right there. It's out just a little tiny bit. So I might as well pluck it out. I may as well pluck it out. Oh, what did I do? Ah! I better be careful. I got that lock, get that locked in there. I'm going to knock it off. I'm just going to pluck it out just a little tiny bit. It's just a matter of I think it's just a matter. Just putting that in there. Getting fussy, people, I'm getting fussy. And there's nothing wrong with getting fussy, it just takes a lot more time. Takes more time. Come on now. Got no ground there? Sure I do. Pressurize. Also remember, I still have to weld. I still have to do the welding, so that can build it up some too. I'm just being a little bit. I'm liking that. I'm liking it. Let's probably get that locked in there again. I do too. Oh, yeah. I better stop doing that before I hammer my hammy. Want to come down and hit me in the head. Ah, that let go there. I'm not going to fuss with it. I don't think I want to fuss with that anymore. And the reason being is I don't want to fuss with it anymore. So basically I'm saying I got it where I want it. I'm not going to shut it because I'm going to catch it on that. What I'll do is I'll take my gap off on this side. And what I mean by gap is the door gap that I need. I'm thinking that we're going just, looks good. I think it looks good. Nope, that's not the one. So let's take a little bit off the other side. So I'm going to leave the door where it's at. I'm going to use my marker that I have down here. Alrighty, good. Are we a little wobbly there? I'm going to take the sander and sand it. Where's your fitting into? There. I'm not going to mess with it. Let's take my finger and do it. Oh, I got to cut that off yet. Stop it. Glove keeps keeping it going. I got to cut more off that inner fender down there. I'm going to cut the black line. I just plugged that sander in, did I? I did too. That's all right. That's where that hammer went, remember? Dun, 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 dun. I'm going to cut the black line. Not afraid to close it now. Oh, I am because the hammer's in there. All right. Awesome. Doors in and out, so it fits really good ones. Good. Now I have to make a piece. I'm going to cut that off right now just so the door opens up. I've got it plugged in. I might just cut it off. It's all bent up anyways, to be honest with you. Yeah, it's bent up anyways, it's just hard to get at. I'm not sure if I cut it all. I don't know if I've ever said this before, but once you change one thing, it just continues right on down the line, and you just keep changing things. That's how it goes. You just keep changing things. Voila. Doors opened up now. So I had to change that, obviously. Now I have to make a piece for this, and it shouldn't be that hard. You know what it involves. I'm wondering if this piece is the same. Hickory dickory dock, a little bit different, but not much. No, it's basically the same. That's not bad, actually. I cut that. You can see, come see, Lo? Come see the patch, see where I put it up on the door, I went over top of the sill, how, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Oh, wow. You're good, Mr. Hiltz, you're good. You are good. Lucky that is. I'll do that later because I'll keep the pattern the same. Same pattern. Awesome. The same piece of metal I had over there. We'll cut another piece. I thought I put it over here. Thank you, sweetheart. You're the best. And I don't mess with the rest. Looks good, eh? Oh, I want to show you this piece here on the bottom. What I did on the bottom there. I was going to bend a piece of metal up and put a bend in it or a lip in it. Or a little 90 on it. Like they have this come down, has a 90 on it. You can see that it was hollow up inside there. It had a sill piece underneath of it. But it's hollow up inside there. Basically what I did is I took a piece of 1/8 plate and made my tooth, my missing tooth, out of 1/8 plate. So that 1/8 plate is welded along the bottom of the door. You're not bending that. It didn't warp. It's nice and thick. It's not going anywhere. I put it in, I run it up to the edge of the door, and that is the missing tooth, a 1/8 plate. I just give a little bend on it. You can see how I've got a little bend on it, a little curve on it. Went in perfect, and I enjoy it. You're not bending it. It's nice and rugged and tough. That's basically it. Let's do this. We'll find our straight edge. See if we can get one there. Nope. We can't get one there. We'll get one there. I might be able to get all 4 of this piece. What I mean by all 4 is we have to do the other side. Whatever. We'll make it a little big. This one here, we can shave it off and make it work because that one on the back half of the door, quarter panel or whatever, did not move because I got it connected at the bottom. The one at the door had a chance to move because it never had it connected on the bottom because I can't connect it to the sill because I would not be able to open the door. Did you get that? Sometimes I got marbles. Sometimes, not all the time. That's the door part here, the round part that I'm leaving the black line. And the reason I'm doing that is because I can shave it off from the outside. That's right. Think about that for a second. I'll shave this one with the flapper wheel to make it right. The reason being, sometimes it's hard to cut all the cut it with a zip cut first. Get it sanded. When I set that on, the outside, if I set that, I get myself going here, right? If I set this, how do I want to do that? I want to get it fit as tight as possible. That isn't it. If I set it on the outside like this, and weld it up, I'm going to be taking away from my door gap. So basically what I'm going to try to do is set it on the inside and leave my door gap alone if I can, which I should be able to, but I have to. Nope, I don't want to do that. So I'm going to take my marker I have in my pocket. Just take me a second here. Gotta have them on. Already a couple things I got to do. Just trying to trim it up so it fits better. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to place this inside the curve, not on the outside of the curve. I'm trying to place it on the inside of the curve. That way there, when I put it on, I'm not messing with the door gap that I just acquired. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get this piece along this piece instead of welding it inside there. I'd take away also. I don't want to do that either. I got that piece fitting down in there. I got a little bit right here I'm going to sand away. I'm going to take a look. Yep. I'm trying to get that to fit inside. I don't want to get it fitting too good. I'm going to get it back out. I'm going to take a look at this piece here. I got it fitting really good. That goes all the way down. So, what it's telling me is stop it. And stop it. To make it fit in where I want it to fit. Now I might trace this off on a piece of metal before I throw it in there, and the reason being is, all right, you can see now how I'm getting it to fit. I want it to fit on this edge right here is where I want it to fit. I want it to fit on this edge, and I had it fitting over here on that edge. I don't want it there. I don't want it there. Sit inside there, baby. Basically, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to tack it and put it in there. I can see I'm a little bit. I got a good little bit of a gap going on right down there. I ground a little much out of it, but you know what? You know how that happens. I just weld it up. All right, I'm going to take this, grind that little edge off. I'm going to clean this off. being careful, I don't get caught up in there. Easy to do. I'm sure there's lead in there. Now I'm going to take and trace this piece off before I go any further. I'm going to trace it off on a piece of metal. And the reason being is I know that the other side is probably basically going to be about the same. I'll have to cut that 90 off, but I don't want to waste this piece of metal. Sounds like me, don't it? Don't want to waste that piece of metal. So I'm just tracing this off for the other side. And when I cut this out of this piece of metal, I'll make sure I leave the black line so I'll have a little bit to trim in case anything's a little different. It's okay to have a little bigger than a little smaller, so I'll leave that set aside. We've got the pattern for the door right there. I don't want to forget that. I'm going to turn that bad boy on. Marker in my pocket. Stick that in my face trying to put that helmet on. Nope, not going to do it. Yeah. So as I'm closing this off, realize, or think about it for a second. As I close it off, I'm going to want something inside there for undercoating. So I will drill it somewhere, and we'll throw a little crown inside. Underneath here, we'll have to spray something on there, try to, get something up in there. And basically, you should always think about undercoating your patchwork. And I'll tell you why. Is because the first thing that rusts is where you weld. That's the very first thing that rusts is where you weld. So wherever I weld, I can guarantee you that it's going to rust there first. No doubt in my mind. I wonder if I got that shaped right. I'm going to connect it. I need a ground. She said, can you hook it on the bottom of my door? I get this thing held right where I want it. I think I do anyways. I'm going to pluck it on here. One spot's going to hold it. Two, it's going to be in place. All right, that holds it. Yep. I gotta just knock that off just a little tiny bit to get that underneath there. Sander wheel. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get it inside there so I don't have to keep messing with the door gap. This is gonna be delicate, delicate, delicate. See how I got it inside there? Lovey-dovey all the time. Alrighty. Listen, that is so in place that I'm going to attach it. And that's a little out of place down there, but I'm going to... I got to do it. I got to do it. Alright, it's in place. Because I got two tacks on. I'm going to pull this out. Just a bit. Look at that. Woo! Like that. Pull that out a little bit. The only reason I pulled that out is because I want that to fit tight before I shove it in. It's pretty hard to pull it. After I push this in, that's in too far. Then I have to go in there and try to pry that out. Don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Got a little bit of a gap there, that's why that one. went on me. Thinking that's good. Went in there nice. Got a little tiny beautiful. I got a little spot there I can hit with a zip cut. I'm just going to cut that just a little to sand it. Aha! That worked. Beautiful. See, I put that little corner in there nice. Now, I'm thinking that camera's not in the way. Alrighty, there you go. We get a better door gap down the bottom than we have in the middle there. And that's part of, you know, that's part of doing something there. On something like that, where it's tight there, we got gap going up here. That's where the door was before. That's where the door gap was before. On something like that, I would not cut the door. I would cut this side. I would zip cut this side, zip cut it here, and just tap it back, and then re-weld it back up the seam. That's basically what I would do. Don't cut the door. There's leave the door alone. Cut the car. But basically, there we go. There's our fade in pretty well completion. If you want to bring your camera down, sweetheart, we'll just take a, can you get the bottom part here? What's going on? Okay, she's going to try to get it. What I've done is I've taken a piece and hooked it on the bottom here, and then ran it over to the sill, and I connected it up from the bottom. I like connecting it up from the bottom because it melts in the metal nice. So I got this piece in here, it's capped it all off. We've got the piece, we got the piece in here that caps it off. We got the piece in here that caps off the door. And we got the missing tooth down there in place. That's a piece of plate. Where it goes in, it was an inner fender. It was all bent up anyways. It was an inner fender that comes down, so the fender is on here. This fender bolts to it. Then it had a piece that come flat back like that. It was bent up. And basically what was going in, that piece that was bent back, this bottom piece was going in and hitting it. And I just cut it off. And I'll do the exact same thing on the other side. So, I have to do all the exact same process to the other side. I have to do the whole process to the other side. And when I'm welding that up, I see that, yeah, it's a pretty good gap. Like it's decent. I can always grind it back a little bit. It's good. It's a better gap than we have up there, so I'm okay with it. All right, everybody, thanks for coming back and watching the door being open for the very first time. It went very well. There was a bit more work to it than probably running a piece of metal on the bottom and running a piece of metal on the sill. I still have to do that. On the sill at the bottom here, I'm not going to do anything other than weld a piece of metal from here all the way down to get rid of the holes. And that would be the only thing I would do there. That's the only thing I am going to do there. I might take something and put it on this edge right here where it's a little bit sharp, maybe. I might. you know, just to take the sharpness off it, and that can be just a matter of putting a piece of round rod in there and welding it up along that edge and putting it on the inside so it's round. I couldn't see anybody down there picking at it, but the bottom of the door looks fine to me with that shape. The pod looks nice on the back side. The door shuts and opens. That's one fadeaway that works. All right, everybody, like, share, comment, ring my bell, subscribe, and thank you very much for coming back. This is quite a fun project. It's a lot of welding. Basically how I did the welding on this car is I went, like I explain it every time, tack, 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 every 6 inches apart. So I keep it about 6 inches apart, and I went tack, 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 tack. Then I come up here and I went tack, 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 all the way around, made myself a little pattern, come back up through, and then went right back down here and started all over again, tack, 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 tack. Then come up here and went all the way around it and did the whole thing. And it doesn't take long if you stay busy. It doesn't take long. It's going to probably take just as long to grind it off as it does to weld it up. So what I have to do now is I have to jump to the other side. I have to do the exact same thing I did on this side. I'm going to lay on my back and pry that pod out, get it in place with the level, we got the missing tooth over there already made, weld that on, and then I got all the pieces and the patterns made for the other side already, because I've already done this side, and they basically should be the same on the other side. I'm liking the fades. All right, everybody, thanks for coming back, and we'll see you again tomorrow. We'll do something else. I'm hoping that I can get the other side done. Don't mark my words on it, but we'll do another fabrication on this car, and we'll do it tomorrow. You come back and you'll find out.